What role has love played in a family of high achievers like this?
Oh, it's the foundation.
It's absolutely everything, yeah.
How have you managed to keep the ego quiet as everybody's been growing up in this house?
Your whole job becomes to nurture those employees in a way, and I wasn't ready as a founder, the business wasn't ready.
And so for me now, my role models are my 3 kids.
Figuring out actually what is the thing that you do that's different to anybody else and focusing all in on that.
What did you miss out to make that decision? What did you not do? What
We
was it?
thought we knew best.
Well, that's the beautiful thing now. Yeah. Bring it in.
Welcome to the Business Growth Podcast, powered by ActionCOACH UK, the world #1 in business coaching. Since 1993, we've helped thousands of business owners and entrepreneurs worldwide smash through their limits and achieve extraordinary results. This is more than a podcast, it's your blueprint for success. So grab a pen and paper, take notes, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell for weekly growth insights. Let's do this. ActionCOACH, the help you need to grow your business.
What do you get when every member of a family decides to make their mark on the world of business? This isn't just any family, it's the Power family. Penny Power OBE, the woman who built online business networks before LinkedIn ever existed. Thomas Power, a man who spent 40 years at the front line of tech and community. Hannah Power, who helps leaders build personal brands with real purpose. TJ Power, a neuroscientist showing us the way to take back control of our brains. And Ross Power, proving that AI isn't about machines, but about making us more human. Individually, they're impressive. Together, they're a force. In this conversation, you'll hear their triumphs, mistakes, and the values that hold them together, and you will not forget it.
This episode is sponsored by Constant Contact. Constant Contact is a powerful yet easy to use marketing platform designed for small business. Leverage automation and AI to expand your contact list, build relationships, and drive business with email, social media, event marketing, and more. Now back to the podcast.
We got a thumbs.
We got a thumbs up.
How cool is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, I am joined by not only any family. This isn't just a power family. Isn't just a happy family. This family is making a difference in the world, and you're about to see why. Okay, guys. Who's heard of Rhonda Byrne?
I have.
I knew you would say you had.
But don't ask me anything, I just know the name.
Yeah, Rhonda Byrne, she wrote a book on the law of attraction called The Secret.
We've
We've all read that, yes. We all know the title. She also wrote a book called The Power.
The Power.
She also wrote a book called The Power, and that's one that a lot of people don't know about, but I studied that because I'm interviewing the Power family here today. Now, what she does say in that book, one of the top takeaways is love. So, what role has love played in a family that's of high achievers like this?
Oh, it's the foundation.
It's absolutely everything, yeah.
It's the whole thing. Without it, it wouldn't be what it is.
I think that the foundation of doing anything big in the world or big in your life or any form of achievement starts with belief. And I think that developing self-belief is a really big journey to have that self-belief. And I think if you can start with the belief from your parents, from your siblings, to have that belief, to take risks, to make mistakes, to feel that love, whether you smash it or whether you just be as you are at a base level in life, I think that fundamental love is what our family has been built on and what we've learned from Mum and Dad.
Do you remember the first time you experienced your parents believing in you? Any of you kids?
I think I really realised how much they believed in me when I had my first failure.
Wow.
Which was when I really felt like I had really let myself down, which was it's minor stuff now, but it was when I did my A-levels, and I think that was when I really felt like, wow, Mum and Dad actually, they want the best for me, but they don't really care about the outcome. They just wanted me to really try, and I really felt that belief and love come through then, and I think that's what enabled me to keep going.
That is really powerful for all the listeners right now, for everyone who's a parent right now. If a child fails at something, this is one of the best times that you can show belief in them. TJ, when have you felt the belief from your parents the most?
Dad deeply convinced me I was going to win a green jacket and be the best golfer of all time. And we sat for hours every night from the age of 7 talking about me winning the Masters, and I didn't win the Masters. But
Not yet.
I felt so much like confidence building inside me for anything I could attack in life because of those conversations.
What about you, Ross?
Well, I mean, you said love is belief. I see love as presence and how present someone is. So the quality of love for someone is how present they are in your life consistently. And there's lots of kind of things within Indian philosophy which talks about love as the same as presence. And so to love someone deeply means that you're more present around them than you are with others. And so to me, I've had incredible levels of presence from my parents from every single part of my life because of the choices they made when Mum, when I was born. That was shortly after Mum started her business, so she could be at home to raise us. Dad took us to school. We used to kick the football into the back of the boot every day when he was dropping us at school.
Boot ball.
Mum and Dad were there at our sports matches, our weekends. I played rugby a lot. TJ played golf. They were there at every single part of that, and through every part of my journey, through breakups, through like failures, through rejections from companies, from schools, from universities, they've been the people that I've turned to every single time. So they've been present in every single stage of my life. So that's what love is to me, presence.
There's a lady called Carol Dweck. She wrote a book called Mindset, and obviously she focuses on the growth mindset. Now, one of her principles on the growth mindset is when you succeed, I feel inspired. But here's the trap, here's the opposite. When you succeed, I feel threatened and jealous and all of this. Did any of that ever exist growing up?
Oh, it's been a journey I've been on massively over the last 8 years, for sure. But I've definitely come through to the other side of it, of being massively inspired by my siblings, for sure. But yeah.
Was there a moment of jealousy along the way?
I think jealousy is to an extent, and I think it's not necessarily jealousy.
I don't know why I'm choosing that word. Feel free to correct the
envy.
word.
No, I think we talked about the comparison as the thief of joy and stuff. I think it's less envy of the what they're having, of what someone has, and envious that you don't have the clarity of mind to do it. But yeah, I think that's been a journey. But just figuring out actually what is the thing that you do that's different to anybody else, and focusing all in on that, and realizing your time will come at different times and stuff.
Let's go to Thomas. Who's been your role model?
I've got loads, really, but Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, Brian Tracy, Napoleon Hill. But now, back in 2008, I made a video on YouTube that somebody who truly understood how Twitter worked would run the world on it. And the first person to really do that was Donald Trump.
Not a role model.
And now it's Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is effectively running the world using Twitter. Because when I realised what Twitter was back in 2008, I thought, if you really work this through properly, you'd be able to run a country on it, a company on it, and the world on it. And effectively, Musk has positioned himself as president of Earth, above all the politicians.
Do you know?
Put himself at risk. But he is also pretty psychotic and lunatic as well. But so I'm inspired because I know I'm like that too.
His problem-solving ability and persistence is unbelievable. I studied him. He was once on a plane with one of his FDs going somewhere, and the FD said to him, there's a problem with this business. Might be in Tesla. It might be Tesla or one of his businesses. It's going to take us 6 months to fix. He said, 6 months? Got out of his seat, walked to the cockpit, said to the pilot, turn around. And took them back, called a meeting. Didn't let anyone leave the room and building for 2 days. Got all the right brains, making decisions together, fixed the problem in 2 days. And that level of... That's Elon Musk, isn't it? He's just... He solves problems quick.
Yeah.
And simply, when you experience the Tesla car and you realise how simple it is inside, and then you get in another car which is loaded with equipment, and you realise...
Tesla fan.
But the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
It's so simple. But he's still got... Twitter's still in a muddle. He hasn't fixed it
yet. That's another Carol Dweck thing, isn't it? Yet. All right, Mum. Who's been your role model?
I've always struggled with this question. And when I think about it, and it's going to sound so cheesy, but to begin with, it was always Thomas, because his ability to manage stress and risk and stay really consistent on how much he cares and has loved people.
Manage risk.
It's just been amazing. He's had such incredible resilience to it. And then this is going to sound even more cheesy, but my three role models now are my kids, because they've really created their own path, decided what impact they want to have on their life, built the business models that they think are right, and created their message and all of the things they've done. And I think it's fascinating that first generation entrepreneurs, which is Thomas and I, is the second generation that are the most successful, because obviously they've grown up in a environment where if they couldn't cope with it, they wouldn't have become entrepreneurs themselves. But they've really maintained the values of what I believe in and the family believes in, and all of them wanting to have an impact on the world, not in a cheesy way, but just with knowledge and skills, and they're constantly studying. And so for me now, my role models are my three kids.
All right, we've been touching on Rhonda Byrne, we've been touching on Eckhart Tolle. Another thing Eckhart Tolle says, he says, ego is the enemy of peace.
Mm-hmm.
How have you managed to keep the ego quiet as everybody's been growing up in this house? Because you're all super high achievers.
Oh, failure kills your ego. Oh, it destroys it.
Yeah, I think we witnessed, I think it probably looks that way, but I think we've all experienced, like, we witnessed mum and dad's, struggles and pain financially and business-wise, and then we've all been through our own failures as well. And I think we've all been very, quite, not humble, but just also just have been just grounded in, things not always working out very well and finding a way through that and things.
Do you know that point? Yeah, I'm a big believer we learn more from mistakes than we do from successes anyway, or failures, whichever way you want to look at it. Let's just go around again in reverse. We'll start with mum this time. Biggest mistake of your working life? Starting with mum.
I can do that right now.
Biggest mistake of my working life?
Yeah.
Getting investors in a business after I created
Right,
the
just a
academy.
second. And the thing is, this is why I say we learn more from mistakes. I'm going to ask you a second question. You thought that one was tough. This is even worse.
Oh, no, I'll go for it.
Why did you make that mistake?
Desperation.
Right. Desperation, we learn from. When we're desperate, we make stupid mistakes. It's desperate, guys. If anyone's feeling desperate now, learn from this scenario.
Absolutely. It was terrible. I mean, I
Just
look back and I don't even know how
Can I
managed
dare
it.
ask you a third question?
Yeah.
Which is even worse
You
than the
trying to
first
get me
two.
to cry?
No, I'm not. I'm just real. I'm interested in the listeners benefiting from this. How much more money would you have right now if you hadn't made that mistake?
Ooh, a lot.
Yeah, it would be a significant amount, but more so, I would still have that business. I love the business we've got now, but that business had so much potential and was so beautiful, and it had the power to have a lot of impact on young people.
And what was the biggest lesson and takeaway from that? No one's safe. You're all getting the same
I'm
question.
so sorry, but I think kids. I'm sorry to anybody that's chasing the investment path, was to get investors.
That was the biggest lesson.
And not build organically and calmly.
Right. There we go. Really good. Really powerful. Thank you, Penny. On to you, Thomas. Biggest mistake.
Very specific, but changing the price on Academy in February and March 2005.
And why did you do it?
We needed more money. And we changed from $9.99 including VAT to $9.99 plus VAT. That was what broke us. It was that decision that broke us. And
do you know what?
We were at our peak when we made that decision. We thought we were confident, we were arrogant that the market could bear it, and it couldn't, and we thought it could. Because we were confident at the top of the game, we were ahead of everybody. We were in first place. And we thought the market could take more price, but it was that marginal. And
I love the specifics of that example.
it's the biggest, worst decision
because
of
it's such
our
a
lives.
small. It's the worst decision of your life.
You said a business decision.
Yeah.
That's the worst one. I've done thousands.
Yeah.
It's the one.
What did you miss out to make that decision? What did you not do? Did you not study it? Did you not pay attention? What was
we
it?
thought we knew best.
Right.
It was arrogance, but we were wrong.
Desperation was the lesson here. Arrogance. We thought if you could go back again, what would you do?
Keep the price the same.
No, all right. But in order to decide to keep the price the same, you'd have had to have done something else practically. Research it, discuss it, get some brains helping you make the decision.
We would needed to have been more efficient elsewhere in the business,
Right.
in order to absorb that.
And more patient for growth.
And more patient. You see, we were when you're battling the Facebooks and the LinkedIns, and they've got billions of dollars of working capital, and you've got very low capital. You have to be very efficient because
Right.
you're competing so tightly.
Scarcity. Yeah. Some really powerful lessons. All of our listeners are relating to these points.
When you fight the Americans, they've always got more money, so you have to be very clever.
Yeah. And thanks for sharing these mistakes, because we're learning a lot from this. You guys are an incredible family. This is like unbelievable. The love that you've got, the connection that you got. You're a series of high achievers. And guess what? Certainly, Mum and Dad made a few mistakes along the way, and they just acknowledged it. What about you, Hannah?
Mine would be bringing on employees too early and then rushing and having too much structure in the business, which stopped it being able to be what it was, what I wanted it to be able to adapt it and to find the right model that was right for me. I was so in flow in the first year of starting my business. I was just smashing it. Everything was great. And I decided to make a decision to bring in money quicker to enable me to scale faster, which was to pivot from doing coaching and education to building an agency, and which is so the wrong business model for me. In so many different ways. And I respect anyone that can build an agency, because I do think it's like one of the most stressful businesses that you can run. And pardon?
Agreed, having been a customer of an agency and seen agencies in
I
work,
just think it's so stressful. But because I'd come from that consulting background at similar business model, brought employees on, and then when you bring employees into a business, the whole business changes, because you've got PAYE and rules, and your whole job becomes to nurture those employees in a way. And I wasn't ready as a founder, the business wasn't ready, and it just completely derailed everything. And it took me into such a state of extreme stress and challenge and difficult for the employees as well. And I just wasn't ready for that. And I think the lesson absolutely for me was to learn patience and to take things step by step, but also to know that your definition of success, you've got to be really clear on what that is, because running that business model, I had to sacrifice a lot of things which put me so out of flow in terms of having time freedom and autonomy and being able to pivot quickly and being able to make mistakes. You can't make as many mistakes when other people's salaries are on the line. And it was just not the path for me to become the best version of myself and to be the entrepreneur that I wanted to be. So yeah, massive learning, and not something that I will do again in terms of having employees in that way.
Yeah, look, business model first, control the desire, really. It was all desire and energy that was leading there rather than business model first. So lesson in getting to the detail.
Yeah, I think lesson in knowing yourself first and what success is for you and what you are and aren't willing or even capable of actually doing. I'm actually not capable of running a business like that, and I can't put myself through that level of lifestyle and stress. So it was just impossible for me to, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to lead a team and to own to take responsibility for a team. So when you have employees, it's different to when you work with freelancers. I only work with freelancers now and other, solo business owners. And we're a collaboration, we're a collective. We're not an employee and a boss. And when I had 10 employees who I was responsible for, and I was not ready for that kind of responsibility, but they needed that kind of safety and structure, and I couldn't provide that. So the whole thing was, we had a good boom at first, and then it became one of the most stressful experiences that I've ever been through.
Sounds like a really good lesson.
It was a good lesson.
Ross.
It was a good lesson.
Double down on your strengths. Don't fix your weaknesses. So I think I went into a very corporate job at a large management consultancy. We did like Gallup Strengths Finder, Clifton Strengths Finder. And I got my 5 biggest strengths, which was like, I think number 1 was positivity. Number 2 was woo, winning
Positivity in this family?
Yeah.
Come
number
on.
2 was like woo, winning over others.
Yeah.
Number 3 was like adaptability, but I ended up emphasizing trying to figure out, like, I think there's 36, and I tried to fix the ones at the bottom, and because I was like, those are the things I'm worst at. And then I think I consistently tried to fix the weaknesses I had in careers I chose. Went into
When you looked at the list, and did you take offence for being weak at this?
not offense. I think these environments, large corporate environments, they preferred you to be good at the ones that I was bad at.
Right.
Which is a bit more compliant, a bit less risk averse, a bit more methodical in some ways. And I kept being told I should be in sales, or I should be in things that I can do, speaking, and I kind of not resisted it, but I didn't have the confidence to like go ahead and start doing that kind of stuff. But every time I was best at something, it was like running workshops, doing design thinking, inspiring people around like what was possible with technology, getting like 30 people from like C-suites of companies in a room and whiteboarding. But I loved doing that. But instead I kept doing roles which meant I needed to learn more about technology, get deeper into the detail, write technical architecture documents. And I was just consistently not as inspired by that. And now I'm choosing to just focus on what I'm naturally good at. And it's working out for me. So double down on your strengths and let your weaknesses be fixed by AI.
Well, that's the beautiful thing now.
Nice.
Yeah. Bring it in. All right, TJ.
I have tried to build so many different products over the last 4 years since starting Dose, and my heart really just wants to build products for kids, but I continue to build lots of other things that aren't for kids, and I think my biggest mistake is not solely sort of putting my attention into kids. So that is something I am learning from now and trying to take action towards that.
And we're just going to go with the 3 kids on this one. Biggest success in life so far, and we'll start with TJ.
Finding my partner Georgia.
Yeah, and how did you find her? It was almost serendipity, this.
Yeah, I found her on Instagram, basically telling people to not use Instagram, which is immensely ironic. But found her on Instagram. She was from Australia, and
While he's at home scrolling, eating junk food.
Yeah, and went to Australia to meet her, and it was magic, and it's been pretty cool since then. So that's definitely number one.
Let's go, Euros.
Biggest success has been pretty much always doing what I've said I'm going to do. And what I've learned from that is have bigger goals and bigger dreams, because ever since I've like decided I want to do something, within the next 1 to 2 years, I've ended up having it done. Whether that was the kind of lifestyle I have now, whether it was a couple of years ago where I was in a corporate job and all I wanted to do was be self-employed and have a camper van and learn to surf. I kept hitting my dreams and my goals. They just weren't actually big enough. And so now I believe what I set out to do, I do. Whereas I went through a period where I've had this feeling like I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And actually now I fully believe that. So now that probably the biggest success I have in my life is my lifestyle now. I have the lifestyle that I dreamed of and that a lot of people dream of. And I've still got aspirations and ambitions, and I'm building on top of the lifestyle I have now. But I have achieved the life I wanted. It just needed to have more clarity.
Being true to yourself.
And it's in the life book.
Mm-hmm.
The images are in the life book.
Yeah. I think in that book when I was younger, I had a camper van. I liked
What
the
was
idea.
the book called?
The Night
Book.
The Night Book.
Jack Black.
Jack
It was
Black.
Jack Black who published them in the 90s.
Black, The Night Book. Very
It was
cool.
all templated, and you filled it in and put pictures in it, and
Very clever.
they used to
It
do
was
it
like
at night.
manifesting.
Manifesting, yeah.
Yeah, manifesting. And
Okay.
Hannah
They all had
Hannah
that
got me
book.
into that. I mean,
So
Hannah lived with me briefly a year and a half or so ago, and we did a vision board for the year in the December, and it's the first time I've done a vision board
Yeah, and you
for a
smashed
long
yours.
time. And
We smashed
I looked at this vision board like 6 months later, and it was insane. I mean, even the picture I had on the wall was this CrossFit gym in Bali, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I was training in that gym, and I didn't even know that gym existed at the time. I just found it on Google. So I think like what you envisage, you can definitely get. Yeah.
Hannah.
Mine is, I would say, similar to Ross in a way, is creating a life where I love every day. I really realised a few years ago that was actually my definition of success, was to wake up and be excited for that day, not for it to be Friday or Saturday or holiday next week or next month or next year, whatever, but to wake up and love every day. And by doing that and by being completely present and following my flow in that way, then creating all of the dreams and achievements that I wanted to. But first of all, creating a life where I actually loved every day, and actually doing that when I was at my rock bottom, when I'd actually lost a lot of the things that I thought I needed and wanted to be happy, but actually creating, that life. And now every day, life just unfolding because I'm following that path that's right for me. And that's not a life you love every day where you're choosing, easy things all of the time, but you're choosing challenges that you want to face, and your life is just unfolding because of that.
Create a life that you love now.
Yeah.
That is being in the present moment. All right, Mum, Dad, biggest success?
Persisting to get Penny Ross.
Did it take a little bit of persistence?
9 months to get a date.
9 months.
We met on September the 1st. We had a date.
You were her biggest role model, and she never told you that for 9 months. All right.
I tried lots of techniques to get a date, but it took 9 months to get a date. May the 5th.
The reality
May
is
the 5th.
I thought he was a pain in the ass salesman, and I got my PA to block his calls.
He was a pain in the ass.
And he still is.
And people that come to our lunches, when they come as guests, they always say, "How come you're here?" I say, "Because Thomas never gave up inviting me." I said, "Well, it works because I ended up being the first one to say I love you." He spent 9 months, but I was the one. And when I said, "I love you," do you know what he said back? "Why?"
Needed more detail.
Yeah, needed detail.
Yeah. Why?
Needs to refine.
Your charisma and panache.
That's what she said.
Absolutely.
But finding her was my best bit of luck.
Okay, guys, everybody think of one word to summarise this family up. Right? I want you all to think of the word now. So we're going to share one word in turn to summarise this family. And I want you to think of the word now so you're not influencing each other. You got it?
Yeah, I've got
Y'all
mine.
Wait.
I've got it.
No.
All right, Mum's got hers. She's going first.
Evolving.
Evolving. Who's next?
Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Authentic.
Authentic. Definitely authentic, this family.
Funny.
Hey, silly and funny.
Powerful.
Powerful. There we go. It's the power family. And Penny,
I know.
what did you find most challenging bringing these three incredible people up?
Well, I love the fact Ross referenced the fact that I gave up work to have them and start a business was the best way of making sure I was in charge of my own time. And I, to me, there was never a question. There was always a moment. There was a moment, I should say, when I was picking Hannah up from school, and she was only about 4.5, when the phone went, and it was a client, and I pretended I was at Waterloo Station.
Does Hannah know this?
Yeah, and she came running out with her chip and book, and I picked it up, and anyway, and I remember driving home, and I remember the exact point where I thought I'm never ever going to deny the fact that I'm with my children, and they are always going to be my absolute priority. Because I think if you can't, it was a point at which I thought I need to live the life that's right for me, and if people can't respect that my family is my absolute priority and can't do business with me because of that, then they're not the right people. And it was just a boundary I put in really early on. Doesn't mean to say there weren't some really... there was a big moment in our lives with the Academy early on with an investor and our CEO. They fired us from the Academy.
Oh, you're talking about the sheep on the road?
Yeah, and it was Ross's sports day. And I can remember us being in this room in Slough in a hotel. They fired us. And we just looked at them and went, "Okay, but we've got to go." And we jumped into the car, and the only priority for us was to get to Ross's sports day. And there were sheep on the bloody road on the M25. And I don't know how, I had a piece of card and I wrote on it, "Son's sports day." And he went on the inside lane, which you can't do, to get to the A3 from the M4 where we were. And we got to that sports day. And we arrived as just the beginning, but for some reason they had the mother's sack race, and I was desperate for a wee.
And you'd just been sacked.
And I had to. We'd just been sacked. And I had to do a sack race. It really tested my pelvis with that. But it was just for me. It was a moment. These are the moments where.
Did you know any of this, Ross?
Oh, we do now.
We do
these stories, but at the time, no, we wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have
Well,
known
I think
then,
that we did know the juggle. I think we did definitely know. I think it's really, there was a lot of, we knew that Mum and Dad were trying to do a lot and trying to be in a lot of places. And I think they had ambition for themselves and ambition for the life they wanted to create for us and ambition to be with us. And I think they managed that juggle really well.
To our fault, though, good and bad, we were very transparent with them about the journey. So when they knew, a lot of parents will hide all the stress, but we are very open, and they all knew we're going to lose the house, we're going to do this. They went through it with us, which probably wasn't great for their nervous system, especially, you know.
Well, they're all entrepreneurs in their own right now as well.
I know, but you know, they knew what was going on, and so we were all as a family on the journey together. And from a very young age, you know, they travelled the world and shook hands with little badges and heard the stories of other entrepreneurs. And so, I think that, you know, later on in life, that probably kicked up some challenges around things, but they did all choose to be entrepreneurs. But if I look back, I think, should they have seen Thomas and I crying when we realised we needed to lose the house? Was that fair on young kids to see their parents crying? You know, you don't necessarily get it right all the time, you know. But they've just been beautiful at the way there's so much shared mentoring. They teach Thomas and I so much, a huge amount, and now also our clients. So we've never felt like we have some superiority over them, and that, you know, at any point. And we've been on a journey through entrepreneurship together from a very young age for them.
Yes, effectively they've been entrepreneurs for 30 years.
Yeah.
We've been entrepreneurs for 60. So they've got...
And they never made it hard for us. It's incredible that.
All right, the last 2 pearls of wisdom for every parent out there. What's the best advice you can give mum and dad for bringing kids up like this?
I know what's been really important to me, and it's not to control them in any way. I see parents controlling and not giving children options so that they can come to decisions. It's, you know, giving them enough rein for them to feel proud of the things they've achieved and understand the consequences of the mistakes, but not trying to control in any way.
There you go. And last but not least,
I would say teach through silliness, funniness, humour. Be completely ridiculous about the way you communicate with them, because they then learn this kind of mad communication process which can deal with the modern world.
There is actually logic to what he says there.
Yeah,
It's very hard to sort of download that piece of information, but
Yeah, it makes sense to us.
He has this sort of unique language with us that means we can talk about quite out there things. And
It's the
useful
RS thing. It's the madness of...
It's useful for helping us get to the
My
dreams.
dad was a little bit like that.
Nothing ever shocks us. It
It's
just is them going through their own experiences.
expect the unexpected and nothing hurts you, does it?
My dad used to say that.
The only pain in life is resisting what is, and that's Mother Teresa. It's a pretty good one, that, isn't it?
That is.
Who needs ChatGPT when they've
Yeah,
got
you've got
you?
James
You're
GPT.
amazing.
Well,
I
there's
think I might call mine James now, actually.
James
My-
GPT.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for the Power family and take a little bit of power on your end. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Wonderful. Brilliant.
Starting your own business was an exciting time, wasn't it? The good days you had, and the bad. You knew you'd have to work hard, but you did it for your future. Lately, though, you're missing out on the important things in life. Time seems to be slipping by. So make the change. Claim back your work-life balance and grow your business today. Visit actioncoach.co.uk